Hello, this is Patrick from XPression. I'd like to show you how to install Matrox hardware into your XPression system. So here I'm in XPression Studio, and we want to make sure that we've got proper hardware, and I want Matrox hardware installed on my system. So I've reached out to Ross Video Tech Support to get the proper drivers for the XPression version of software and hardware that I'm currently running in my system, including the Matrox card. I've done all the installation, now I'm ready to go. So I'm going to come up to the menu bar and click on Edit, Hardware Setup. And from Hardware Setup, I want to be in the Inputs and Outputs tab. If I click Add, I'll now get the dialog box to add a new frame buffer board. And you can see there's a pull down list here, and there are several legacy pieces of hardware that we support, as well as some current ones. And I'm going to choose the most current version of Matrox drivers, which is the Matrox DSX family. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click OK. Now you'll see a new dialog box pop up, and it says Matrox DSX. Again, this will happen if you've already got the drivers properly installed. You can see up here I come up to board and I choose the board that's in my system. And I have a DSXLE4L 44. So once I choose that, you can see the mode that I currently have set up is 2 inputs and 6 outputs. And again, you can work with Ross Video Tech Support to reconfigure that. They'll walk you through that. And you'll notice the next thing down here is GenLock. GenLock is, again, what the reference to the production system is, and mine is going to be using external reference. There's a GenLock connection on the card. If I don't have a GenLock signal, I could GenLock it to one of my inputs, and right now inputs for me are connected to either SDI number 1 or SDI number 5, and you can see that below in the menu, or I can set it to free running, meaning there is no GenLock, but I can tell you putting it into a production switcher or other environment or trying to record video output of it, you will see some things that are going to happen because you're not locked to a reference signal. I'm going to put mine back to external reference for now, and then for standard, I'm going to leave it as auto detect. Again, the card will identify the GenLock signal that you're currently using. It could be PAL, it could be NTSC, it could be a bunch of different things. Most commonly is PAL and NTSC for GenLock, but you and your engineering team will figure that out. What you'll notice now is the configuration that you have. On the back of the Matrox card that I'm using, there are 8 BNC connectors, and you can see for my first channel, and again, a channel for us is a video and key pair or fill in key pair. Output number 1 is using output number 6 for its key. Number 2 is using number 7 for its key. Number 3 is using number 8 for its key. And then signals input number 1 and number 5 are my video input signals. Right now, all I need to do is click Apply and click OK. And you can see now I come up and you can see that it's found all this information and it's active. And right now it's also telling me that my audio is going out the embedded or AES audio. In this case, it will be embedded audio. If there was an AES card on your configuration, which only happens in a 4 rack unit chassis, and you need to make sure that you have the proper card for it, that would be what you would see in the system. So here I am now with a Matrox DSXLE4 card set up. The one thing you might also want to do is you can come to an output channel, you can click on it and then right click and you can test an output, and you can use 100% color bars or 75% color bars. What you should see right now on the output of channel 1 should be color bars, and when I'm done with that, I can go ahead and I can clear the frame buffer of that test signal. So this gives you a good example of how to set up a Matrox card within your XPression system based on the software and the drivers that you've already installed.